Afterpay continues to grow. Will Laybuy be the next Afterpay? Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at some news about Afterpay. Now, it looks like that they're expanding into Europe. Afterpay buys a European buy now pay later company as part of its global expansion plans. Now, if we just jump over here, let's have a look. Afterpay's shares are now at $90.72. Will go out to 1 year, and they really didn't get hit in February. They've just been climbing up. Let's go to max data, and you can see it doesn't quite go to their IPO, which was at $1. $1. So for every buck you put in Afterpay in 2016, you'd now have $90. That sounds like a pretty good return. So it might hit 100x. It might hit 100x. 4 years, you're hitting the returns some people get in crypto. Have you bought into Afterpay, guys? Let us know in the comments, because the drinks are on you. But let's have a look at this article and then at another IPO that's coming up that I'd like to get your opinion on. So Afterpay, buy now, pay later. We've all heard of it. We've seen it. People love it. People seem to be using it all the time. It can have the potential to affect your credit. It, milks money from businesses. They have to pay a fee for it. It's interest free, but people who get too many of them have to pay late fees. So, buy now, pay later giant Afterpay has set its sights on the European payments market, acquiring a local fintech to kickstart its expansion efforts. In an update to the Australian Stock Exchange on Monday, the Australian tech darling announced it had entered into an agreement to fully acquire Spanish fintech Pagantis, which will enable Afterpay to roll out its services into the European Union. Afterpay said the acquisition, expected to be completed by December, would allow the company to operate in France, Italy, Spain, and Portugal. The country's largest digital lay-by provider said the European countries were highly attractive markets due to a millennial population of roughly 30 million people. Afterpay targets its buy now, pay later products towards younger buyers as a credit card alternative, which does not accrue interest. Well, yeah, I've been calling it hipster lay-by. It's hipster lay-by. The company intends to use its UK subsidiary ClearPay in the European market, which has an e-commerce value of 300 billion euros, approximately 494 million Australian. Afterpay chief executive Anthony Eisen said its continental expansion would spur on its global expansion plans and scale up its customer base. The new markets we will be entering will provide our global retailers with an opportunity to offer Afterpay in more regions, and for us to provide a whole new customer base with access to our differentiated and customer-centric model, he said. Aside from its Australian operations, Afterpay has already expanded into New Zealand, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Australia's like a little test bed, really, isn't it? It's a little test bed. Look at the US. Let's just have a look here. I'll bring up a chart which I think is very, what I like to refer to. Look at the square meterage of GLA, gross lettable area, and retail in the US compared to Australia. Even with all of the issues that are happening over there, that is a huge market to expand into. A huge number of potential shops. Maybe economic tough times will be a good thing for Afterpay. Afterpay said buy now, pay later services in Europe were virtually non-existent and presented a first mover advantage to become the dominant player within the payments market. Afterpay is offering $50 million to wholly acquire Pagantis from NBQ Corp SLU. Existing technology will be reconfigured to provide the Afterpay core product, and the business will be rebranded to ClearPay, enabling an expedited launch into Spain, France, Italy, and Portugal with local language compatibility, the company said in an update. Well, there you have it. So Afterpay seems to be kicking goal after goal. That's just nuts, guys. Let's go to 6 months. What was it at the beginning of the year? $30, $36. It's now gone over 90. It's now gone over 90. Who bought it in Feb? Who bought it here? $9. You could have 10x'd if you got it in March. There you go. There you go. So let's have a look at another company. Now, this is an initial public offering that's being, well, for the ASX, and it's called Laybuy Group Holdings now, with the proposed code of LBY, the proposed listing date of the 14th of September 2020. Another buy now, pay later service. Is this going to be another knockoff of Afterpay? So the issue price is $1.41, ordinary fully paid shares, and they're going to be raising $80 million. And the underwriter is Bell Potter Securities Limited. So we can have a look here. Let's have a look at the letter from the chairman, and we'll have a look through this. Because let me know, guys, if you have you looked at this one? Were you aware of it? Now, I'm not suggesting that you invest in this. I'm an architect. Pretty much, I'm putting it out there to make people aware of it, and then, let's flood the comments with people's opinions on this business. We can use, the global brain of people to kind of get an understanding. Don't take financial advice from an architect, and don't simply make a decision based on a YouTube video. I mean, that could be a valuable way to learn what not to do, but, I think it's interesting to look at, considering the insane growth of Afterpay. So there'll be, hopefully, you'd imagine there'd be room for competitors. And if economic times get worse, more people will probably start depending on these type of things. While I find it a bit distasteful to need it, I can understand why people will jump on board. So, dear investor, on behalf of the board of directors, I'm pleased to offer you this opportunity to become a shareholder of Laybuy Group Holdings Limited, Laybuy or the company. Laybuy is a buy now, pay later provider with a market-leading position in New Zealand and growing presence in Australia and United Kingdom. So all the Kiwis can tell me about it if they use it. The Laybuy payment platform enables customers to split the payments of purchases both online and in-store across 6 weekly interest-free installments, the first being at the point of sale. Customers are typically subject to transaction limits of approximately New Zealand 120 to New Zealand 1500, depending on their credit report score. Currently, Laybuy is available across a wide range of retail subsectors, including fashion, travel, homewares, sports, and entertainments. Laybuy launched in New Zealand in May 2017, so just a year after Afterpay. And after experiencing early success, a year later launched in Australia through existing New Zealand merchants and new Australian merchants. In Feb 2019, Laybuy officially launched in the UK market with shoe retailer Foot Asylum. For the 12 months ended 30th of June 2020, Laybuy had more than 5,600 active merchants and over 470,000 active customers on its platform, representing an increase of 50% and 110% respectively compared to the prior 12-month period. The United Kingdom represents a significant opportunity for Laybuy, with the company already experiencing strong growth across all key operating metrics. You can see it's the time I did macro econometrics at university. It's damaged me. Laybuy has entered into a partnership with MasterCard, which will enable it to issue digital cards to Laybuy customers in New Zealand, and expects to launch a digital card in New Zealand, Australia, and the UK by the end of 2020. Issuing a digital card to Laybuy customers will allow the company to provide a fully functional tap-and-go, buy now, pay later offering anywhere that offers contactless payment and Laybuy. The partnership is expected to broaden Laybuy's revenue stream and deepen customer loyalty. Laybuy is led by an experienced board and management team with broad retail, commercial, governance, and financial skill sets. Laybuy's growth strategy is anchored around leveraging the company's scalable platforms and has 3 key components: increasing market share in already established geographies, rapidly grow in the UK and other international markets, and new platform enhancements to drive network effects. The offer outlined in the prospectus is underwritten by Canaccord and Bell Potter and comprises an Australian $50 million primary issuance, a $40 million sell down by existing shareholders, and an employee gift offer. The offer proceeds from the primary issuance will primarily be used to fund receivables growth in the United Kingdom, increase sales and marketing in the UK, and increase staffing to support growth in the UK. On completion of the offer, successful applicants will hold 32.5% of these shares, and existing holders will hold 67.5% of the shares. The prospectus contains detailed information about the offer, the company's operations, performance, financial positions, and key personnel, as well as the broader sector it operates in. It also provides detailed information on the risks associated with the investment in Laybuy, which is set out in Section 4. I encourage you to read the prospectus in detail before making a decision to invest in Laybuy. On behalf of the board, I look forward to welcoming you as a shareholder. And so here are the key dates. The initial offer is on the 12th of August, the closing date. So the closing date has been, well, we've passed it on the 25th. So let me know if you've gone in. The settlement date of offer is the 2nd of September. The allotment date of offer is the 3rd. Shares expected to commence trade on the ASX on the 7th. And the expected dispatch of holding statements on the 8th. So, I mean, this is an IPO. You can always jump in on the 7th. But then there could be an uptick and people could jump out. So what do you think, everyone? Another business potentially jumping into the buy now, pay later market. Will they be able to replicate the success of Afterpay? Have you gone into the IPO? Or do you tend to avoid them? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. If you're a Kiwi, do you use Laybuy? Let us know. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next episode.